In this podcast episode, relationship experts and coaches Sadia Khan and Matthew Hussey discuss the concept of emotional availability and how it impacts dating and relationships in today's society. They delve into the idea of red flags and green flags in relationships, exploring why some people tend to sabotage healthy connections and what emotional addictions can hinder the development of meaningful relationships. Khan highlights the importance of self-esteem and self-worth in relationships, noting that individuals who struggle with intimacy often have deep-seated beliefs that love should be difficult and turbulent. She explains that some people sabotage healthy relationships because they are more accustomed to chaos and struggle, leading them to question the authenticity of a smooth and loving connection. She emphasizes the need for individuals to value themselves and recognize that true love is not synonymous with drama or conflict. Hussey adds to this discussion by pointing out that emotional availability is often linked to how individuals perceive their own worth. He explains that many people seek validation and value from external sources, such as inconsistent communication or unattainable partners. He highlights the importance of valuing oneself and prioritizing emotional well-being over fleeting feelings of validation or excitement. Khan and Hussey discuss the addictive nature of certain emotions in dating, particularly focusing on the allure of physical attraction and sexual chemistry. Khan notes that some men become addicted to shallow qualities like appearance and sex, using these as shortcuts to boost their ego and self-worth. She explains that this addiction can lead to unhealthy relationship dynamics where individuals prioritize physical gratification over emotional connection. Hussey shares his perspective on how inconsistent behavior and unavailability can create a sense of value and excitement in relationships. He explains that the thrill of pursuing someone who is perceived as unattainable can trigger intense emotions and chemical reactions in the brain, leading to a false sense of connection. He encourages individuals to evaluate their relationship with opportunities and recognize when they are investing in the idea of a person rather than the actual connection. Khan and Hussey explore the shifting dynamics of emotional availability between men and women in modern dating culture. Khan suggests that societal influences, such as hookup culture and social media, have impacted both men and women's ability to form deep and lasting connections. She notes that women may have become jaded and resistant to emotional vulnerability due to past experiences of being undervalued or mistreated in relationships. Hussey challenges the notion that women are inherently more emotionally available than men, highlighting that both genders can struggle with intimacy and connection. He emphasizes the importance of valuing oneself and prioritizing genuine emotional connection over superficial attractions or fleeting experiences. He encourages individuals to assess their relationship with opportunities and recognize when they are seeking validation or excitement rather than true connection. Hussey points out that there is a common perception that men are more emotionally unavailable than women. He suggests that this could be due to the fact that women often go for the top 1% of men, who may have a plethora of options and lack the investment needed for emotional availability. On the other hand, the majority of men who are emotionally available may already be in committed relationships, making them harder to find in the dating pool. On the other hand, Khan shared her experience of being jaded by men who exhibited emotionally unavailable behavior. She mentions that her interactions with male friends who engaged in manipulative tactics to soothe women's insecurities led her to develop a defensive mindset in relationships. She admits to being overly cautious and constantly looking for signs of deception, which hinders her ability to trust and connect with potential partners. Hussey and Khan discuss the detrimental effects of playing games in relationships. They highlight how engaging in manipulative behaviors, such as withholding communication or seeking validation through external sources, can stem from a place of insecurity and fear of vulnerability. This type of behavior not only hinders genuine connection, but also perpetuates a cycle of mistrust and emotional distance. Hussey reflects on his tendency to stay in relationships that were not right for him due to insecurity and fear of being alone. He acknowledges that his worth was tied to having a partner, leading him to avoid addressing underlying issues and seeking validation through external sources. Similarly, Khan shares her struggle with self-acceptance and vulnerability in relationships, which often led her to adopt a defensive stance and project her insecurities onto others. Both guests emphasize the importance of vulnerability in fostering healthy relationships. They discuss how being able to share one's insecurities and flaws with a partner can lead to deeper connections and mutual understanding. By embracing vulnerability and authenticity, individuals can create a space for genuine communication and emotional intimacy in their relationships. The conversation also touches on the consequences of emotional unavailability, such as leading a double life or seeking escapism through destructive behaviors. Khan highlights how individuals who are unable to be themselves in their relationships may resort to unhealthy coping mechanisms such as addiction or infidelity as a means of escaping their true selves. This lack of authenticity can ultimately lead to a sense of confusion and disconnection from one's identity.